Where is share screen? Here it is. Okay. So we are going to do requirements analysis and design definition. Let's start. First question. Which knowledge area develops models of the current state of an organization? Specify and model requirements, enterprise analysis, strategy analysis, requirements analysis, and design definition. It's a very straightforward question.
Strategy analysis.
Because we are only doing one chapter right now, I'm going to guess it's D.
Yeah, because we are only doing this knowledge area right now.
Yeah, but you remember last time it was exactly my mistake. I said, oh, we are doing strategy analysis. Should be this area, but it wasn't. It was from the previous
One or two, I think, yeah.
It was from the chapter before this strategy analysis. But current state,
It is asking for knowledge area. It is not asking for any task. So I think enterprise analysis and specify and model requirements, these are not knowledge areas.
Yeah, exactly. But strategy analysis, it is what we do for the current state, no? We analyze current state, maybe model requirements. For me, for requirements analysis, we do to be state rather than.
Okay, so you are saying it is strategy analysis?
It is what I remember, but I don't want to do these mistakes. I understand we are on the chapter knowledge area requirements analysis, but I did this mistake last time. I remember that it was not the same, but I don't know.
Let's check it with strategy analysis.
Oh no, let's. No, I don't want to be break.
Okay. It says true. Analyzing current state is done in this knowledge area, but not modeling. So the question is asking area develop the models of current state.
Okay, specify model requirement.
That's the difference.
Oh yeah, we just analyze state, but not model. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But your logic was pretty bang on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're going to make a mistake, this is where we want to do it.
Julian is a BA working on a project to create a new subscription management system for Northeast magazines. The team has developed the data and navigation to handle the various entities and states in the diagram below. The application can accept new and trial subscriptions, process payments, and inactivate subscriptions. During the current iteration of efforts, Julian is sensing that the team is missing some key requirements. Okay, this is the diagram. For the above scenario, please answer question 1 of 3 below. Which state is Julian missing in the models for this situation? Cancelled subscription, which is a valid state for any subscription. Rejected subscription because of payment not being approved. Former subscription, which is implied in the diagram. Suspended subscription when a payment is not approved. Okay.
I think rejected subscription.
Why do you think it is rejected?
Because we have states like payment approved, active subscription, right? But it's not, payment would not be always approved, right? We need to have like second flow to follow to the end in case it's not approved.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I am doing attempt, but even yesterday I reached my cart limit because I forgot about that limit, right? So, and I needed to repeat my step before, so my payment was just rejected.
Yeah, it's a good logic, but why not suspended? Because that is also payment is not being approved.
Yeah, but I don't have active subscription yet. Suspended subscription for me when I didn't renew my subscription, right?
That also means we cancelled.
Sorry, what did you say?
What are
So,
you saying that that also means cancelled that can also be cancelled subscription?
I think
I actually,
when I'm on trial period, no. I cancel, then it is cancelled, but suspended it is when I have active. Oh yes, you see inactive subscription, we have state inactive.
so inactive and cancel and suspended could all mean the same thing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
feels like that.
but we have inactive, so for me it's equal to suspended. And cancelled, cancelled, just a second, trial.
For me, inactive means cancelled, former, or suspended. Like if I cancel the subscription, then I'm the inactive subscriber, not the active one.
Yep.
And then suspended, what?
Suspended is also same. Like if I am enrolling for the trial and in between trial, I've cancelled it. So my subscription is suspended.
Oh yeah, then the rejected, we don't have that state.
Okay, let's check with rejected then. Oh, it is right.
What is
Good.
it? No, all payment accepted.
Yeah,
You're
and your
lucky,
logic was pretty bang on here again, Kuksana.
I
See,
can't.
you are so ready.
We'll see
Okay.
by the end of the by the end of the session.
Okay, for the same scenario, we have second question. Julian has discovered that the subscription management staff frequently change addresses for customers who have two residences. To facilitate address changes, they would like to allow saving an alternate address for a subscription. How should Julian handle this? Add attributes in the individual entity to permit saving an alternate address. Reject the request since there is only one address allowed per subscription. Add a separate address entity and tie it to the individual in a one-to-many relationship. Consult with an implementation SME, such a database analyst, on how to handle this. Here is the address.
In the individual. I think at a separate address, C.
Okay.
I think it would be simpler rather than having as an attribute, because then we can simply just change relationship.
Yep. From the looks of it, I could say that B is definitely not an answer, because for subscription, we can have multiple addresses.
Yeah.
Anyone else is saying?
A or C.
Yeah, A and C looks like the contender.
But we have already, oh no, we have just address, one address.
Yeah.
But can we have like attribute address main and alternative address, right?
It is, this option is like that add a new attribute and allow to say alternate address, kind of that.
I think it's more limits on that address rather than separate entity.
I would personally actually go for if I would do something like that at work now. I would add the attribute to existing object to make it easy.
Okay.
Because you already have individual as the primary key. So you don't want to create another object and build the relationship, but I may be wrong. This is how I would do it.
Oh,
But
can,
it's either A or C. Yeah, there's no other option.
can we read the problem statement again?
Julian has discovered that the subscription management staff frequently change addresses for customers who have two residences. To facilitate address changes, they would like to allow saving an alternate address for a subscription. How should Julian handle this?
Do you know what address in the individual entity is in the brackets? Because, for example, Commons no, or other entities, they don't have these brackets. I still vote for C, separate address. For me, it makes more sense.
Let's test something.
Okay, I'm going to be a tiebreaker here, and I feel like if we already have the entity, I would definitely only add the attribute rather than create a separate entity. So I'll check with A. Oh, it is C.
More flexibility. Close match.
And most closely match to the requirements. This is a potential solution, but not the most flexible. Oh yeah, what if a business wants to add third address or more? Okay,
Third address does not make sense. Person having 3 addresses.
For subscription, I just don't know still why for digital addresses we need to have why for digital products we need to have addresses, but I think in EU it's just mandatory to have anyway, doesn't matter what you
I think they are more talking about that with every solution we need to be more flexible and future prospect solution. That solution should be adaptable with the future situations as well. So this one is more adaptable than this one.
Mm-hmm.
So in the real world, you would probably be checking with your SMEs and not making these decisions yourself. But the BABOC, the IIBA wants to just be sure we understand the diagrams well enough to be able to talk to them.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, final question for the same scenario. Overall, what major functionality would you say is missing from the requirements as they are modeled? Validating credit card payments for subscription, suspending a subscription, ability to capture email marketing permission from subscribers, renewing an active subscription.
But why we need to, for example, answer D, why we need to renew active subscription if it is just cycle and it automatically will renew?
If it goes inactive, renew it.
Yeah, but in D it says renewing an active subscription.
That may be future state. Renew it so that it becomes active.
Okay.
From inactive to active. And it looks like that's already there. Subscription lapses inactive description. The arrow there goes both
It's
gray.
bi-directional. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Suspend subscription then? We don't have suspend, so if I
Is
want to
suspend
cancel, like cancel.
But wouldn't this bi-directional arrow work both ways for active and inactive, from active to inactive or inactive to active?
I think inactive, for example, if my bank details are not correct and you cannot charge that payment. For example, card is expired or I don't have limit on my card, right? It automatically goes to inactive. But what if I want to cancel my subscription? Because let's say I was on trial and I don't want to move with that product.
Okay, fair logic.
For me, it makes sense.
Anyone else is saying any other option?
I don't like D, I will say why, because renewing and active. So if it said renewing not active or inactive, okay, but renew active, I don't know.
it looks like A and C are out straight away because the model is referring to the subscription only, not, it's a high level model.
Yeah, and
Yeah, but I
Capture.
totally agree. Renewing an active subscription doesn't make sense because it's almost like it's the start point for the pending subscription. Why would you add something like that? It's already there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. For me,
Monica, you are also saying it is B.
Yeah, but it's just by eliminating everything else, I think doesn't match.
Let's check it with B. It is D.
Oh,
okay.
The renewal number attribute hints at this.
Where's renewal number attribute?
I think it's up in the
There it
other
is.
document. Oh, yep, there it is.
Renewal number.
The data model.
Oh my God, they are so specific. The questions, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, now it makes
Let's
sense.
move forward. Yeah, this was a great discussion.
Yeah, just I don't know. Very strange.
What is the primary difference between requirements and designs? Requirements and designs are synonyms and can be used interchangeably. Requirements are the responsibility of BA, designs are the responsibility of design architects. It depends how they are being used and by whom. Requirements are documented in models at which point they become a design. Very tricky.
Okay, I can say the A answer is incorrect
Hmm.
because they are not synonymous, they are different. So we can skip that one, in my opinion.
Okay. So what should be the answer from BCD?
B, I would eliminate B2.
Yeah, it depends how the team works, yeah.
I would go for B.
I would say
Okay.
it's D, but
I would vote for C as a cat.
oh,
Okay, so I have one vote for B, one for C, and one for D. Who can do the tiebreaker in this?
let's pick up the first one and see what the correct one is.
C is the correct one. BAs have hand in design, so B is not the right answer.
Interesting.
Like it means maybe like some prototype, maybe.
Can we see if we were to select D, what would be the justification for that being the correct answer?
Models.
Ah, yeah, fair
Not
enough.
all models are designs.
Yeah.
So it is C.
It's in the intro paragraph for chapter 7, the second paragraph.
Okay. Not every process analyzed will be transformed by a software solution. So processes that are flagged in the design plan as not being candidate for automation will not undergo further elaboration during the technical design. With the premise, which of the following statements is not true? The business analyst will have decomposed and modeled the process and identified new procedures. Business analysts should refrain from documenting recommendations to transform the process that are outside the scope of software automation. Business analysts should present recommendations to the appropriate project stakeholders to determine if proposed improvements should be considered for implementation. The business analyst and the process owner may have determined new manual steps that may streamline and improve the current process.
This one is complicated because first of all, it turns around the answer. So you have 3 that are correct and 1 that is incorrect.
Yep.
But in my personal case, I'm getting trouble to understand the question.
So I think basically question is if there are the processes which we know which cannot be automated, and we have decided that they will not go into the technical design, what will we do?
Okay, thanks.
D as a dog. So determine new manual steps because we could not automate them, and then improve if possible to improve. But I'm just thinking if we have process owner like a role in the BABOK, I think no, but maybe like broad term for that role.
Okay, so you said D is not true.
No, I like this answer, but I mean the process owner, I don't remember that role in the BABOK. So
Okay.
it's not like stakeholder. If it's stakeholder, I would say, oh, definitely, I like this, but it's something just I doubt with the process owner. But I like this D. Maybe I will vote for D.
Okay. We have one option in. Anyone else is saying anything else? Oh, silence is good. Yeah, do you have any take on this?
My idea is I need to let y'all answer it, but just be sure you're answering the one that's not true.
This is a funny one. It's almost like my brain thinks it's the answer A, because why would I have decomposed and modeled the process if the question is asked, if the question is already telling me we flagged some that they are not going to be automated. But maybe I think about it in a wrong way.
As for me, we just model all processes and then we implement them to some software, and then you could not just delete that document, right? Because we already have it. I mean, we document processes and then we design them, right? And
Yeah.
what is documented is already documented, right? But you later on understood that we could not automate that process. But
Yeah.
document, like no harm to keep the document because maybe automation will come later next time. I don't know.
I'm just thinking you wouldn't model the process and identify new procedures if you're not going to take it to the technical team. And it's quite funny because the question says not every process, but then so processes. So I don't know whether the answers, the first one, for example, and the second one, whether they refer to the process that should be analyzed or the processes that are flagged as
Oh,
not
wait,
candidate for automation. It's a funny question.
I read which statement is true. Oh my God.
Which statement
yeah,
is
it's not
not
true.
true?
True. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute, guys.
Okay.
It's almost like question B and C are very generic and they apply to entire work rather than individual process. So we can assume they are true. So it's a math. I think it's a choice between A and D.
Yeah, I'll check with A. Let's see what is the answer.
Okay, let's check.
B is the
Ah.
answer.
B is the
Business
answer.
analyst should consider documenting recommendations. It is saying business analyst should refrain. It is saying that we should not document, but actually we should actually document all the recommendations.
Right, so we are documenting the process but we are not documenting recommendations because obviously there should be no recommendations if we are not going to work on this process to start with. That's my understanding of the answer.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
When you say it like this, yeah, it does.
Yeah. The lead business analyst and her team have completed an event that ensured the requirements and designs specifications and models meet quality standards. They now want to ensure that the stakeholders' desired future state will be achieved. What question would the team be asking? Was the right solution built? Were the requirements stated right? Were the right stakeholders involved? Were the right requirements stated?
So B and D look like they're the same thing,
Yeah.
but which one? They want to ensure the desired future state will be achieved. I don't think it has anything to do with requirements. I think it has something to do with solution.
Yeah, I do feel so. Okay, so we have one vote in for A.
But I think, was the right solution built, but we didn't build the solution yet, no?
Yeah.
So I think it is B or D, but like, what is difference? Did we state the requirements right, or did we state right requirements? Maybe D, state right requirements. Right requirements.
Change my mind. I agree with you. Oksana, you showed me something I hadn't seen. Thank you.
I agree, the D too also.
Yeah, there we go.
That's right one.
Oh, nice.
Let's move forward. The specify and model requirements task can result in the output of a requirement or a design. What is the difference? The BA can only specify and model a design. When the focus is on the need, the output is a requirement. When the focus is on the solution, the output is the design. When the focus is on the need, the output is design. When the focus is on solution, the output is a requirement. They are used interchangeably. I so know the answer of this question, but I don't want to say anything.
I like B,
Okay.
but just me.
They are used interchangeably. D.
Okay. I have one vote for B.
No,
One.
do you remember we had a previous question that not every
Yeah.
model is a design? So I wouldn't say we use
Sorry,
them.
what was the question?
The first or second question, I don't remember the question, but the answer is not every model is a design. It was similar to this. So we already know that not every model is a design as per Babok. So I would say D is out.
Yeah, but question is, specifying model requirements can result the output of a requirement or a design. So either a requirement or a design is output of specify or model, but specify and model, it's not the same, right? So we need specify and model requirements. I think they are used interchangeably. What I mean, we model requirements based on what was specified, as for me.
Yeah, so they cannot be used. So if that's how we think about it, specify means almost like, I don't know, elicit or define, and then you model them. So it's not the same thing.
And I think question itself says that the output will be either a requirement or a design. So it means these are two different things. Question itself is stating that, so they might not be getting used as interchangeably.
You say not use interchangeably?
No,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Yeah, because question itself says that output can be only one thing.
Also, the A is out because it would almost, I think so, because it will always mean that BA cannot specify all model requirements. It says the BA can only specify and model a design, which doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. And I think in one of the previous questions, we have seen that BAs are involved in the designing as well.
Yeah,
So it is either B or C.
I would say B
No,
because if
I
you
will
have a
go-
need,
Yes, I will go also for B.
yeah, it
Let's check with B.
oh
Let's see
the
that
first
one.
one got right. Yeah, sorry, the first one I thought straight about.
Okay. Kevin wants to model the rational or why of a particular change. Which technique might he use to accomplish this task? Stakeholder list, map, or personas? Process modeling, user stories, scope modeling. Rational of a change.
Are these all techniques in Babok?
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry,
these
so
all are
I just
techniques in
copied
Babok.
all of them.
Yeah, all of them. But I think we can rule out a stakeholder list, map, and personas because we are not talking about the stakeholders here.
Yes, yes, I was gonna say that stakeholder list map or persons doesn't answer the why. Also, scope modeling, in my opinion, it doesn't answer the why. It only answers the why. I don't know. It could be one of B or C in that case, but
I would go for process
Maybe
modeling.
user stories.
Okay, so I have 2 votes, one for B, one for C.
Hmm.
Who's gonna break it?
I vote for B too.
Oksana, you're moving to B from user stories?
I don't know. I just need time to think. I don't want to hold on with the answer.
Okay, let's check with C. This is scope modeling.
Scope modeling.
This is one technique used in rational modeling category, which models the why of a change.
whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like user story, it's what, right?
Yeah,
And
user story is
oh.
wrong.
Why? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Which of the following data models is typically used by implementation subject matter experts to describe how a database is physically organized? Physical data model, conceptual data model, multivariable data model, logical data model.
Physical,
Physical, yeah.
because the answer question
And itself
asks
says
about
physically.
physical. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the right one. A data dictionary contains 2 types of data elements. What are they? Primitive and advanced, simple and complex, primitive and composite, univariable and multivariable.
I'm not sure, but I think C, primitive and composite.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it composite breaks down.
Okay, I'll check. And you both are right. Which of the following least describes why an activity diagram may be utilized? An activity diagram facilitates the identification of potential improvements by highlighting pain points in the process structure. An activity diagram is effective at showing how to handle a large number of scenarios and parallel branches. An activity diagram utilizes BPMN, business process model and notation, so it can distinguish the activities of different participants in a process with either pools or swim lanes. An activity diagram can elaborate on a single use case. Least
Diagram, this UML notation, I think no, C is wrong because it says BPMN, it's just different notation. But list describes, it just doesn't describe at all. So just very strange question. because it's just two separate notations.
It's almost like they are trying to say that activity diagram, which is diagram on its own, is using another diagram, which is illogical.
Yeah. I kind of like B on this one because activity diagrams, if they get a large number of scenarios or parallel branches, they get unwieldy.
Really
And this one-
complicated.
But this is the one that least describes. So it's almost like we need to pick up one that doesn't make sense, yeah? Or
Yeah,
And-
yeah, we have to pick up one which doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I'm thinking it's C because
Okay.
I will go with.
maybe wrong, yeah.
Let's
Let's
check.
check.
I have
Oh,
2 bits for C. And that is
And
the right one.
Good job. And
But
it uses
question is really not good stated that question, because I would ask what is wrong answer between these 3 at 4, not at least, because it just doesn't represent UML and
well, we could select them and see why they would be incorrect.
Yeah, let's
least
see why B is
describes.
incorrect.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, question is least describes, but it doesn't describe at all. It is my point that question is very stupid.
Yeah, I believe that part of all this is to understand how the questions are made. So it's different how you approach your study with this.
I'm sure you could find someone who would look into business model notation and then they would build an activity diagram based on it. But I think it's very unlikely because why would you do it?
Real world, I think we can do that, but as per BABOK, they are saying no, activity diagram uses UML, not
Yeah.
BPMN.
But I'm sure
Yeah.
in a real life there will be someone who would try to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
So
hard.
that's why it's at least rather than not possible.
yeah. In order to validate requirements, you must first do what? Define design options, verify requirements, confirm requirements, specify and model requirements.
Verify requirements.
What for D, specify and model requirements.
Okay,
Because I think validate and verify we can do concurrently.
I think these 2 are different tasks for this knowledge area.
Different,
Right.
but I mean we can do concurrently them. We don't need to wait when it is validated or when it is verified. I think.
That's a fair logic. So I have 1 vote for B, 1 vote for D. Anyone else is saying anything else? Sorry, someone said something, I missed it.
I think it's D Because
Thea,
they
it's,
is an input to validate requirements.
so you are saying it's B.
No,
Or
D is in dog. D
Okay,
is in dog.
so I'll check with D then.
Yeah.
Wow, it is D. Let's check why B is not the right answer. Verified requirements are not an input to validate requirements task. Bang on, Thea was right. Okay, I will check it
Whenever
so
it
that.
first do what, it's almost always talking about what are the inputs.
Yeah. What is the purpose of creating user stories when specifying requirements? To specify requirements as a brief statement about what people do or need to do when using a solution. To prevent scope creep. To represent the acceptance and evaluation criteria attributes of requirements. To specify a set of interactions between a system and 1 or more actors.
I would say it's C.
D as in dog?
No, C. C is Charlie.
C, okay.
But it's, I think, interaction and the actors, it's not part of the user story to start with. And
can
the
also
prevent,
eliminate B.
I vote for B. Sorry, A.
Or yeah, A would be the
Yes.
other one I would think of, but I would still stick to C because acceptance criteria and the evaluation criteria are just there in every user story. So, and when you write a user story, it's not to specify requirements because you already have requirements. You should have requirements before you are starting writing user stories. So I would say user stories are detail requirements, so you need to have ACs and further criteria, but that's just how I work.
Yeah, for me, C. So I mean, user story and acceptance criteria, evaluation criteria. It's two different tasks, techniques, and it's for me. It's not related to each other. I mean, it's related, but it's different technique and purpose for the stories. I remember for user story as a technique, brief statement. So that's why I think it's A.
You both
We
have
specify
good logic.
requirements, and we use a user story to specify. And after user story, we need to create evaluation.
No, it is a brief statement. I'm just thinking it's not a statement to tell you what people do or need to do. It should tell you what they do in order to achieve something. That's how I write user stories. Yeah, as a user, I want to do X, Y, Z so that ABC happens. It shouldn't tell you what they need to do when using a solution. It should tell you how what they need to do in order to be able to use solution and get the benefit of it. But I think it's difficult because of how those answers are framed in language.
These are different from what we do in real world.
Yes, exactly. That's the problem I'm
As
having
per
in
BEVOC,
here.
yeah. Yeah, we need to
So
figure
I
out
don't know
what
about
BEVOC
well
says
enough
in these
now.
conditions.
Yeah, so no, I'll stick to Oksana's. Although I still think it might be C is correct. I don't know.
Let's check.
Let's
Okay,
test.
let's check A.
Oh,
A is the right one.
I remember from a book brief statement, so that's why I chose the option.
well, you got it
Okay.
right. Yeah, you got the voice correct. See, I still think the way it would work rather than what's written in the BABOK. I cannot get this out of my head, and that's my problem now.
I think I used this approach before. It was not successful.
Yeah. you gotta
Benchmarking
answer
and
the voice of the BABOK.
Yeah.
yeah, we have to like read BEVOC a lot of times so that we know, okay, this statement doesn't sound right if we read the BEVOC.
Yeah, I think we are.
Twice is not enough. I can tell you that straight away.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay, good discussion. Benchmarking and market analysis is a stated technique for which of the following tasks in the requirements analysis and design definition knowledge area. Verify requirements, analyze potential value and recommend solution, specify and model requirements, define design options.
So are all of those tasks?
First question is that are all those tasks, and second question, are all those tasks in this knowledge area?
A, B, and C definitely. And define design option. I think all of them are.
Okay. They're
Okay.
all tasks. First
They're all
check.
tasks.
Verify requirements, would that be, would it make sense in this design definition knowledge area? It wouldn't.
Which one? Verify?
A. So I think A, we could.
Verify requirements is task number 2. Validate is task number 3. So in which of those do we use market analysis and benchmarking?
As for me, define design options because it is something in the end, and we already know what requirements, we specified requirements, validated them, and then we want to understand what design options are, and benchmarking should help to see what others doing or what is the best practice.
See, if the question would be asked, Can you use benchmarking or market analysis as a technique to verify requirements? It's almost like thinking that way, or can you use benchmarking and market analysis to specify and model requirements?
I think no, but recommend solution, analyze potential value. No, I think D. I think D, because we just need to find what design is, and then we analyze potential value. How I see it.
I think we ought to
Yep.
test.
Just test with D. D is the right
Right.
one.
Perfect. Your logic is so good.
Yeah. You have interviewed key stakeholders to uncover their business needs. You become aware of many factors that the stakeholders think are true, but which have not been verified. You decide to document which of the following: requirements, constraints, assumptions, to-be processes.
Assumptions.
Assumptions, yeah.
Constants.
Okay, I can hear assumptions from everyone. And we all are
Constraints
right.
would be if there is something that will constrain the project. Assumption is they think are true, but which
Yeah.
have not been verified yet.
Felicitation results contain information of different types. Therefore, as part of specifying requirements, they can be categorized into one of the following categories. Which one is not one of the above categories? Stakeholder requirements, transition requirements, technical requirements, and solution requirements.
Technical requirements are not
Technical.
BABOK.
Sana, do you say C?
Can you hear me? Yeah. Technical requirements are not in the BABOK.
Sayed is also saying C, so I'll check with C. And you both are right. What state or status should the requirements be in to serve as an input to the defined requirements architecture task? Approved, they can be in any state or status. Verified, confirmed. So basically, they are asking what is the input of this task. It is approved requirements, verified, confirmed, or they can be in any state.
Approved or verified, but I don't know which one. Let me think. Maybe verified. I think verified because basically it's like quality. How to say it? Purpose of this task. Oh my god, I don't know how to explain it. Like quality, we understand that we can achieve that requirement. Like something about quality. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, let's check it.
Yes, I have to agree with that because they first approve the requirements and then you have to check it, no? But not, I don't know if it's verified or confirmed.
Oh, it can be in any state.
Strong.
No?
That's a funny.
In any state.
Oh,
Oh, should.
How is that?
why approved is not correct? Can we see why
Check.
to be approved?
Requirements do not need to be approved.
Very interesting.
Interesting.
Which of the following statements is true about specifying and modeling requirements? Business requirements must be specified and modeled before any other type of requirements. Different type of requirements might be specified and modeled at the same time. Only stakeholder requirements and solution requirements can be specified at the same time. Transition requirements are always specified and modeled last. Wow. Very tricky.
Very tricky.
B or D maybe?
Are you saying D or B?
I'm thinking B or D after first scan.
I would go for B.
I vote for B.
Yeah,
But
I am also voting B.
I'm thinking if you go to this previous question about type of requirements, we have business, stakeholder, solution, and then functional, non-functional, and transition.
That is the order of the requirements, but it doesn't mean that that's how they can be modeled or specified. Because you're going to be getting in requirements from different groups at the same time.
Oh yeah, I think yeah, then B.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's check.
let's check B. B is the right one.
Why you say wrong one?
Yeah, it's the right one.
Yeah, it's the right one.
Oh, I heard wrong one. Okay.
No, it's the right one. What is business model canvas? A process that describes the rationale for requirements, a technique that describes the rationale for requirements, a business modeling tool for drawing pictures, a model that describes requirements in picture form.
It's
B.
definitely either a model or have you done it? I've done it, but I don't know how would I define it.
Would it be listed in chapter 10?
D?
I think it's technique because business model canvas are on the techniques.
Yep.
In picture process business model. I don't know, but logically for me it's just technique, so B maybe.
Maybe another one, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I will go for B.
Oh, it's correct.
and everyone is right. It's the B.
The Tampa chapter is
Funny
going
how
to have
they phrase.
explanation and demonstration of business model canvas this Thursday, which is today, this evening, which is going to be like midnight for y'all.
I know,
but
I've seen.
recorded.
Just
Yeah,
You're welcome.
midnight.
the light.
But
We can watch recording.
Yeah, Thea, is
Yeah.
it? Are you going to record it?
oh, we record everything. We've got
Yeah.
150 hours on YouTube.
Yeah, then we'll catch
Great.
up on the
Yeah.
recording.
Plenty of recordings on YouTube.
Okay, which of the following is not a stated technique for defined requirements architecture task? Interviews, functional decomposition, scope modeling, and process modeling. Not a technique.
Functional decomposition. Have you ever heard of it?
It is a technique.
It is a technique. Okay.
Yeah, it is a technique in BIBOC.
Functional decomposition is the same as work breakdown structure or WBS.
Final requirement.
Maybe process modeling, because we already modeled processes in the specify and model requirements. I think maybe interview are not logically, but how we define architecture if we not interview stakeholders. So I think maybe that's why it is here. But B and C definitely should be their scope modeling and function. Okay, just a second. Different. Yeah, I think D because for me it's the most logical.
Let's check D.
Oh, great.
The logic is right.
You're really good at it, Oksana.
Yeah.
I've been learning this BIBOC for the last 7 months.
Right. Okay.
And your efforts are showing up.
Yeah.
Susan thinks she is done with her requirements analysis on a project. Her project manager sent her a terse email telling her she is not done yet. He also sent her the business objectives and potential value for the project and asked her to complete one more important task to ensure requirements support the business case. What activity does Susan need to complete? Requirements verification, requirements validation, obtain approval of the requirements, identify any missing or incorrect requirements.
I think B, validation.
Okay.
Yeah. I would also think about D. but only because her manager thinks he's not done with requirements analysis. So maybe she thinks there's something missing against the business case.
But
I
maybe
would go for validation.
sorry, I mean, but does it mean like activity it's equal to the task from the BABOK? From that perspective, I think B.
I will go for B also.
I'll
Let's
check B.
check.
Maybe B, yeah. Mhm.
Requirements validation help ensures that requirements provide business value and meet business needs.
One of the hints in this question is what he sent to her. He sent her the business objectives and potential value for the project.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Your organization has announced an initiative to streamline accounts payable process across all of its divisions. So you are a business analyst assigned to analyze current business processes and recommend one process for all divisions. Which of the following you are least likely to do? Recommend a new process to increase consistency of behavior, increase the complexity of system interfaces, map the current processes in all the division to identify and eliminate redundancies, improve access to information.
C. Map the current process in all division.
Yep, I
Kind of
think.
saying least likely to do.
Oh,
Increase the
Least
complexity of system
likely.
interfaces. Yeah, B, I think. Why
increase.
would you do
Yeah.
something like that?
It should be B then. Increase the complexity.
System
That's the
interface.
least.
Let's check.
Yeah.
Just opposite. The business analyst should reduce the complexity.
Right.
Which of the following techniques would be best suited to identify how to evaluate the quality of the requirements? Reviews, verify requirements, metrics and KPIs, acceptance and evaluation criteria. I think verify requirements is not a technique, so we can remove this, eliminate this option.
Yeah, it's task.
It's a task.
I think metrics. C,
KPIs and metrics.
because it's just really something to evaluate. Oh,
Yep.
wait, what about acceptance criteria and evaluation criteria? No, I think B, D. Sorry, D better.
Okay.
Because
That's it.
metrics, I think metrics and KPIs are used for the evaluate solution, not the quality of the requirements.
Okay. Let's check that logic. It is C.
Oh, that's a
It's C.
Sometimes the first look, first
it's always the
answer
best.
from the
Yeah,
first
best
sight is
choice.
the best one. Oh,
Yeah, but it was close.
yeah.
Okay, Jason is analyzing and refining the elicitation results into requirements. He wants to use a technique that will help his stakeholders or customers describe the goal they want to accomplish when using the solution. What techniques would he use? Use cases and scenarios, organizational modeling, scope modeling, user stories.
User stories.
I would say use cases, but guess
Okay,
I don't know, like guess.
Goal? Describe the goal they want to accomplish when using the solution.
describe a goal they want to accomplish.
Which one does the BABOK say does that?
Maybe user stories. But it's
I'll check with user stories. I have 2 votes for it.
Oh,
Customer writes user stories because he is in best position to know the goal they want to accomplish.
So in real life, they don't, but the BABOK says that they do.
Let's see where we are.
Okay.
Wow, we are at 72%, not too bad.
Yeah, it is complicated knowledge area.
It was complicated, but rather being
Yep.
complicated, we did a good job today.
Yeah, and I think that it is the biggest on the exam. I think 40% on the exam or 35, something like that.
Yep, maybe.
Not bad, not bad.
Really good job. Remember, that Watermark's questions are a little bit harder than the tests. And your logic in going through these questions is pristine. Y'all are doing a really great job on that. We think that 72% is good enough to be able to pass, but you need to be able to pass each knowledge area, not all. I mean, it's not an overall cumulative, it's per knowledge area. So you need to get good with each of the knowledge areas. Few things to remember. Whenever you go in to take your exam, it's probably going to give you really hard questions to start with. Don't let it throw you. Go skip those questions, go to the ones you can answer easily, then come back and answer the hard questions 5 to 10 minutes before the exam is over. Go through and answer every question, because if you don't answer it, it's for sure wrong. You need to go in and just do the best you can at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good advice. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is
So
hard.
in next
I didn't know
session,
it.
shall we take next knowledge area? Solution evaluation
I think that it's the hardest one.
is the hardest one. Solution evaluation is the hardest one.
Right. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Good
Okay.
job, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Ciao.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.